안녕하세요. You're listening to 4 from On One podcast.
Welcome back to 4 from On One podcast, episode 42, boys. We're getting through the summer, boys. Only 3 weeks left of summer. How are you, Gio?
What a bummer, huh? Kind of just rushed through.
It's
Just
gone so
rushed through the
fast.
season. Yeah.
And Hyukjun, how's your summer?
Oh, it's kind of boring for me. I
Yeah.
didn't do much. I didn't have my summer vacation yet, so
Right.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the fall season then.
Yeah. So summer,
Yeah.
it's been a weird summer this year. It has been hot, but it hasn't been brutally hot. But we've had the rainy season the last couple of weeks. It's been raining quite a lot. But it's actually
Right.
cooled I found it cooled the weather down a little bit, except for today. Cooled it down for a little bit. I don't know if you guys found that. Like sometimes it got the wind blowing and there was a bit of a chill, not cold wind, but
Yeah,
yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
Was it?
Not that hot, yeah.
I haven't been
Right.
outside in like 2 days, so nice.
And so on this podcast, we're going to reflect. We had a 3-day weekend. Last week was a very eventful podcast, and we can see how Hyukjun is how his swimming went.
That was
quite
pretty cool. That was very
yes.
spontaneous.
Yeah.
So if you
Very
just listen to
spontaneous.
us on our podcast, that's fine. But on YouTube, we put the video of Hyukjun joining us, and it's a bit more extended because I found it a bit weird for a podcast. It was more a visual thing that you had to see.
True.
So if you want to see the visual of Hyukjun joining us last week, it was quite funny.
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
Very.
So last weekend we did have a 3-day weekend. Hyukjun, you did try to mention why last podcast, but it was a bit. Do you want to quickly say again why did we have a 3-day weekend?
This Monday
Yep.
was Korean Independence Day. We got our freedom from Japanese imperialism, and then we are celebrating for a holiday.
That's good. And how was your weekend, boys? Anyone get up to anything good, Gio?
Saturday, not a whole lot. It was a very, very rainy day. I took the family over to this little YMCA like indoor playground. So that was really nice. We were there for about 2 hours, about 10, 15 minutes from our place. On Sunday was actually more eventful. My cousin, who I don't know if you guys met him, he lives in Taiwan. He reached out to me because he was in the States recently, and my parents mailed him a care package. So he just brought it over because Giano, 4 months old, he's growing out of everything. Like he's wearing like 18-month clothes now, like 2Ts. Like he's just huge. Yeah, he's 20 pounds. He's 9.5 kilograms. So I mean, the doctor says it's normal, so whatever. So no, but yeah, so he came over to Goyang, and then we took him out to a Thai restaurant. One of the moms, I guess, near Sophie's school, she showed up at a Thai restaurant. She's actually from Thailand.
Yeah.
And so we went,
Yum.
and it was delicious.
What
Absolutely.
did you have? Green curry?
No, I didn't have the curry. No, I had a pad Thai with some type of soup with broth with some rice in it. It was just great. And free ice cream after. The self-serve ice cream. Oh yeah, that really hit the spot after that.
Servisu is always great.
I love the service ice cream. The service. No, absolutely my favorite. And then after we just took a little walk, stopped at Mega Coffee, and then he was on his way.
Yeah.
And Monday, I just relaxed at home. But I'll tell you what I did later.
All right. And what about you, Hyukjun? What did you get up to on the long weekend?
Actually, I was planning to go to Sokcho to do some surfing.
Yeah.
And the weather forecasting actually, weather forecasting for the surfers is not about the raining or sunshine. It's about the tide and the wave breaking.
Yeah.
So I used the wind guru. I think it's the like one of the famous surface weather forecasting, and it says flat ocean for whole weekend. So well, eventually I met some few friends who lives around my place.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen them for like a month because I got the COVID before. So we had just some chimek and soju.
Just
chill.
some? Just some? Or were you drunk?
Just about a
So
box of social.
stupid.
Just put it this way:
Uh,
would you be allowed to drive?
Not at all.
Not
Not
at
at
all.
all.
Oh. And we'll get
Busted.
you guys had a very important day also on the Saturday. We'll get into that things next later. The
Oh,
baseball.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, what's he talking about? Okay. It's like,
I was trying to be subtle, but yeah.
yeah, sure.
Say my long weekend was affected by rain, but I did get to go down to Daejeon, my old stomping ground for 3 years,
Yeah.
and meet up with a friend who I worked with in my first season. It was really cool. We went down there. We went to our favorite barbecue joint. It's called Phantom Pig. It used to be $12.99 all you can eat. It's now $14.99. But
Doubled.
Pass.
and that includes
Pass.
salt, 1 can of soda.
Inflation.
Yeah, it's the lettuce.
Wow, really?
I was surprised they had lettuce in Australia. There's a lettuce shortage. So yeah.
Mm,
Oh, really?
But it was delicious, and we she couldn't drink that much, so we didn't do much drinking, which is good. We did the party area, but
pass
uh
again.
and then
Yeah.
we didn't go to Thursday party. We skipped that. We did some shooting, like the archery, not archery, but shooting,
Like the little
like
BB guns, like
beep.
little rifles. You shoot at the
Yeah,
BB
balloons.
gun. Yeah,
yeah.
Try to
I
impress her, all that
the
stuff. Yeah.
the first one I sucked at, but luckily her husband taught me how to do it because I was looking at the pointer wrong, like looking at the aim
Oh,
thing
right.
wrong. So the second,
Yeah,
third
yeah.
one I nailed it, and then we played a bit of pool, arcade games. Meanwhile, outside it's just pissing down rain, so some ideas of things to do when it's raining and
Yeah.
you're not drinking.
Mm.
And then we did some darts. Yeah, so it was good fun. Had some bingsu. I reckon the best bingsu I've had. It was delicious. It was
Oh,
a mango bingsu, but it was better than the one that we had in Walmido because that also
yeah,
had
the
like
one with the, yeah. Mm.
cereal inside, like honey nut cereal. It was
Yes.
mango as well. Had the just all these different textures the whole way through it. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
And then on the Sunday, I was going to go Jeonju, but I just didn't want to go Jeonju if it's raining and the weather was sort of mix. And the only accommodation I could get was near the train station. I wanted to stay in the Hanok village,
I know
Yes.
village.
but the cheapest thing was like $100 or something like that. So I decided
Ooh.
I'll go. Yeah,
Treat
I'll go back.
yourself. You got to treat yourself every now and then.
Well, it wasn't even a Hanok house. If I was going to pay that, I would pay for a Hanok house to get
Oh,
that experience, get that
Yeah.
video. But so I came back on the Sunday. Monday, didn't do anything, I don't think. Just watched movies.
isn't that a great feeling? It's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, I think I just watched Sunday. I just watched movie. I caught up on a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was good. Yeah, very relaxing. I don't think I achieved as much as I wanted, but it was a good weekend. It was definitely great to go to Daejeon. I think I'll put some photos on our Facebook, and we might add some to the video. But yeah, it's good to go back to Daejeon. It's still busy. I know a lot of people say it's boring, but living there, it's a good city to live in. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Trip down memory lane. How nice.
Yeah. But I
That's really
felt weird.
nice.
Like going back, I felt like a tourist. Like going back there, I didn't feel like a resident of Daejeon. I was a tourist there. So I didn't have that same
Right.
feeling, like
Yeah.
this is my town. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're the one who said it. Good. Yeah. That's cool.
All right. Moving on. Also on that Saturday, boys, you guys got drafted.
Yes.
Not into the army,
Yeah.
No.
but into a baseball team.
Too old for that, but yes. Yeah, so we're back in the SBL and we're back in the Seoul Baseball League.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
going to be 6 teams this season. I'm surprised there's like
Yeah.
84, 85 players. So like there's like 15 players on
Yeah.
each team.
Yeah.
We have 14 on our team. I was the last to be picked. Go figure. But I was absent. I was absent for a season, and I just
Yeah.
kind of sucked too. But this season, I'm ready. My
Yeah.
body's ready. Like I said, I've been working out. I feel stronger. I'm gonna go to the batting cages again and just kind of prove myself. I'm only a part-time, right? So I'm only going
Yeah.
to play 5 games out of the 10-game season. But I'm really stoked. Like I was kind of on the fence whether or not I wanted to invest in a jersey because let's be honest, they're not cheap, right?
No.
Well, not for me because I'm frugal,
No.
but they're just nice to have. I didn't want to be that guy who didn't have a jersey because as soon as everybody in the
Yeah.
team was like, okay, this is my size, I was the only
Yeah,
one. So I kind of succumbed to the pressure. I was like, damn, should I borrow Keith's jersey or do I just invest in mine? I could just rock it, just braid and just like put some duct tape over it and just write Briones over it,
Yeah.
So, but whatever. That's all right.
Yeah,
I'm
so you
excited.
got
Yeah.
drafted into my old team. We're
Mm-hmm.
defending champions, so you
Grillers.
got to
Yes.
live up to that.
And
I
But
did that
they're a
with
good bloke.
yeah.
They're good blokes, and some of the teams, a lot of the teams have totally changed. So it'll be interesting. You got Gunju, normally the
Yeah.
number one
oh
pitcher
yes.
if he shows
Yeah.
up.
Exactly.
So that
Yeah. Yeah.
so
That's the thing. That's the thing.
It's a great battle too if it shows up.
Yeah.
oh, he bats left and right.
Yeah.
He's like
He's
Terminator.
ambidextrous. He does it all.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even wonder if he's even human, you know? It's great,
And you,
great
Hyukjun,
player.
you didn't get into the Phillies. You got into the
I
pink
told you,
shirts.
didn't I say a couple weeks ago, I'm like, you're gonna be on Feministas.
Yeah.
And then he's on
Wow.
Feministas, and
How did you know that actually?
I
How
have no
like
idea. I was looking at
I
bus
thought I
balls, and then I looked at the list, the draft list, and there your name at the bottom, and I laughed. I was like, ah, that's all I did. There it
So
was.
you
yeah,
get
Yeah.
pink. Pink
I'm
would
not
be
looking
nice and
for
full.
wearing pink. Stop it. Uh so
Yeah.
in my another reason of from Geo, like I have another reason that I don't want to wear pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind
Right.
rocking
So
the pink. I liked it. Even like with shenanigans, we had like the neon pink. It was kind of like a Miami Vice, but
Yeah.
yours is like all pink. It's
uh
like all pink.
I think it's because the girls sponsor the team. Yeah, is that
Exactly.
right?
That's
Yeah,
exactly it.
which is cool. That's
And
fun.
to all the feminists out there, I support you. I'm with you. I too am a
And
feminist. I just don't want
there
to rock all
is,
pink. That's all. That's all I want to say.
and there are girls that play in the league. I don't know how
Yeah,
many playing this
a
season. I
surprising
don't think
amount.
four or
By like
five.
maybe like
Yeah.
half a dozen, I think.
And
Yeah.
what I really surprised is
yeah.
one of the newer teams. You know how we used to say there's probably about 20% Koreans to foreigners. Looks a lot more Koreans this season. Like
I
especially that
Oh,
noticed
I
that.
think so, yeah.
one of
Yeah.
those new teams looks nearly
Gochu
all.
gang.
Yeah, Rocky's team. Yeah, it looks all Korean, nearly almost.
They're
Which
almost
is
all Koreans, yeah.
yeah, which is good. Which is good. It's almost getting 50-50. And
Yeah.
hopefully its talent is good. I don't know who some of the number one pitchers are. This looks like we're getting a lot more new pitchers, which is great.
We
Yeah.
got a ton of rookies this season, like well over a dozen. There's like
Oh
15
really?
of them. Oh, like 15. Like 15 new players.
So none of you went to the draft. You didn't go to the draft, Hyukjun?
No.
No.
I've got children. That wouldn't have happened. No.
You was the video? Did you watch the video feed? Was there a video feed?
There was, but you know how it was always just
Yeah,
like
it
blurry and
was
people
yeah.
like coming in and out of it, and everyone's just
Yeah.
like talking. You just hear like humming the whole time, just blabbing in the background. It's like, do I really want to listen to this? You know, I don't really want to eavesdrop on somebody else's conversation. I'll just wait till they just post the final board on Facebook, which they did eventually. Tony did. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I
All
don't
right.
really have any predictions, but for myself, I want a lot more hits, and I want less than like 5 strikeouts this season. I want to keep it relatively low.
You can
Oh,
do it,
yes.
mate. You
I'm
can do
gonna
it. You had
I'm
a
gonna
really
do
good
it.
last season.
Yeah, but my last season, that was like my
Yeah.
best. It was my best. Yeah.
And Hyukjun, you've been playing all summer in your other league, so you've been practicing as
Yeah,
well.
that's
So
right.
have high expectation
Yeah,
in your
so
boys to do 4 for 1 proud.
I'll be blonking there. I'll be
yeah.
blonking. I'll be taking photos. I'll be doing interviews. So be on the
Uh,
lookout. Oh, I will. Mark my words.
Gio, do you want to go on the second part of your weekend or your story?
Sure, right before we jump into the upcoming weekend event. But on Monday,
Yeah.
when I was staying at home watching Giano, well, watching, he was sleeping the entire time. I was actually watching YouTube videos, like
Yep.
bunch of YouTube videos. I'm actually gonna learn ASL, right? American Sign Language.
Yep.
I just like to pick like these little tasks because I know we talked about this not on the podcast, but I told you that going forward, I want to be a firefighter. I'm going to pursue a firefighting career. And so when I was reaching out to all these departments and engine places, they were basically saying all the recruiters there were like, well, if you're bilingual, it's a big plus, especially if you speak Spanish. So boom, I'm polishing up my Spanish. I got 2 years to prepare.
Yeah.
And now that I'm kind of learning ASL, I feel like it's just kind of like a little bonus, you know, because how many people can actually really sign? Or just to feel like if there ever was a situation where somebody was like a deaf person needed an emergency, the fact that I could be able to communicate with them or assist them in any way would just make me feel a little, you know, heroic on the inside. So I know one expression. If there's any deaf people watching, just forgive me. I just learned this. It goes like this.
This is going to be good for the podcast.
My name is Giovanni. Ha. Great, huh? Isn't
Wow,
that great? This
that's
is how they
awesome.
applaud. This is how you applaud in ASL like
Oh
this.
yeah, yeah. They
Yeah,
are.
come on, Keith, don't
Yeah,
do this. This.
Uh,
Yeah. So that's my
yeah.
yeah, it's a
little,
cool skill. That's
it's a
awesome.
really cool skill.
Is it really hard to learn, or
It
it's
really
just
is. So
memory?
it's all memory. It's
It
just all
should,
repetition.
it
Just like
should
with
be really
anything,
hard.
you know,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
all repetition. So I've just watching videos, like binge watching them, like 150 expressions, like colors, to days of the week, to moods,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's really nice.
It's
It's
cool.
good.
That's a cool
Yeah,
skill to
it's
learn.
nice.
What about you, Hokjun? You
You
learning any
know,
new
it
skills?
is um well, uh, not me, but like I when I was in middle school and high school, like I'm a Christian, so
Yes.
we try to do some volunteer works in like some organizations, and
Yep.
then I get to learn how to speak a little bit in like what do you call hand
Sign
gesture?
language.
Yeah, sign language.
Sign. Mm-hmm.
And this is very interesting that every country has their own sign language.
Isn't
So
that
if
amazing?
you're still speaking sign language to another another sign language person,
Yes.
you have to have an interpreter.
Sure.
Mm.
Yeah, just like there's
Yeah,
American Sign
that
Language,
was
Korean Sign Language.
yeah,
Yes.
Is there
That's
an
yeah, it was,
international sign language? Is there one that's everyone sort of tried to put together, or no?
I don't believe there is.
ooh, I don't know.
Is there an international language
If it is
other than
there,
English?
then it'll be super
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just thought, hey, why not?
Ah, that's cool. That's a
Yeah,
cool skill.
Yeah,
I like
Well
it.
done.
Thanks.
This,
that's awesome.
That's all I've been thinking about is just like my life after Korea. Like I'm really trying to prepare. Do you know this is how much I'm adulting, gentlemen? I'm looking at
Right.
elementary schools back home. I'm
yeah,
looking at them now. Like every city that
yeah,
I'm looking at, not only am I looking at real estate, but I'm trying to find like the best neighborhoods, the best elementary schools, the best daycares if necessary for
Oh,
Giano. Like I'm thinking like 10 years ahead, but 15. So,
yeah,
and this is the first time I have to admit, like I was so even hesitant at the thought of everything about going home. Like I just didn't want to go home. I was just playing the stubborn card. Like I would always tell someone, like, I'm not going home. I'm going to die here. I'm going to retire in Korea. Like I like it here. It's fun. I play
yeah,
baseball sometimes. It's nice. I can go to Itaewon, but you know, like the E's left, the guy like Neverland, like Peter Pan who never wants to grow up, right?
yeah.
But now after thinking about this, deciding that I want to be a firefighter, like I'm really excited. Like I just
Mm.
can't wait to get a jump on it. Like I have to go back to school eventually. So I'm
awesome.
like looking at like the Vatican. Oh, I'm gonna be a student again and student discounts and wearing a backpack around campus. Like that's exciting for me, you know? But yeah, when you look at it that way, then it's just kind of like, all right, it's a different chapter. I'm excited. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
School. I don't know if I could go back to school. Like I don't know what firefighter school is. Like a lot of it. What's that? Just like
Well, that's
the
completely
health side.
different. So that's the
Ah,
fire academy. This is
ah,
I need, well,
Oh yeah.
if I become a firefighter in the state of Oregon, I'm looking at Washington now. So I'm comparing the
yeah,
two since they're both the Pacific Northwest. If I were to go to Oregon, I would need my EMT, the emergency medical technician certificate. So that's why I would have to go to community college, take a couple classes for like paramedic.
yeah.
Yeah,
My brother has just become a paramedic. Actually, yeah.
that's nice. That's
It's
really
a good
nice.
position in the middle of nowhere in New South Wales, but
Yeah,
yeah, he's done it.
I would do it. I would do it.
Yeah.
Keep yourself busy.
Mm,
But let's talk
that's
about
cool.
this weekend, this upcoming weekend.
Oh
This
yes.
Saturday, let's not forget, right? So young. She helped us with the tickets, but it was actually Hyukjun who announced this. What was it, a couple weeks ago? Because we were talking about summer in Korea or something like that. And
Yeah,
he
yeah.
mentioned that there's going to be a beer festival here in the city of Goyang, right? So that's coming
Premium
up.
beer festival. Ooh.
Premium, yes.
I
So,
have to break the piggy bank, I think.
well, I think in our tickets that we bought, we get what, three complimentary beers in them, or maybe two, or maybe just
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It's three?
I
I
think it's a
forget.
three. We were the like early bird ticket. So
See, that's what's up. See, that's
mm,
what happens when you're an early bird. Yeah, so tickets, if you guys are still interested, anybody listening, if you live near Goyang, if you want to come to Goyang, I'm sure the early bird specials are gone now, but it's the Goyang Beer Festival. I don't know the name of it in Korean. Hyukjun's going to tell us right now. Go.
Goyang
Okay.
Premium Beer Festival.
I thought you were gonna say Goyon Makju Festival.
Yeah. Goyang Premium
Man.
Beer Festival.
And
happening
so
in
it's not
고향
just
꽃
beer, yeah. It's
전시회장.
gonna be music. I'm excited for some
Yeah, it's
music.
like a
Yeah,
big
it's gonna be
festival.
like rappers and the singers. It's a big thing.
Dancers and
Yeah,
I'm hoping
Yeah.
just like just a whole bunch of like food stands and beer stands and
yeah.
not even
I'm
just that,
excited.
but just like all different types of like I doubt they'll have like makgeolli or soju, but I like to try a little bit of
Yeah,
everything. And it's so close to home. So it's right
Mm.
at Lake Park, which is
yeah.
really
So
nice.
Yeah,
we get
that'd
to
be
have a
great.
party at your house.
Yeah.
I'll
As I
probably
said,
be
Yeah.
passed. I'll probably be passed out by it.
yeah, something on the couch just hugging a pillow. Don't touch me, just let me sleep. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm excited for some live music. Actually, I saw some of the boys from baseball. They went to I think it's like a DJ festival or something.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah, World
oh,
DJ Festival in
yeah,
Korea.
I want to go to music. I want to see some music, so that should be cool.
Mm,
Um,
that's
so
nice.
we're gonna have some beers. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
And
beers and music.
go.
Yeah.
I have to get in that air conditioned bus station as well.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
nowhere
true.
near.
That's a
That's
one perk too.
yeah. That's over by a Becksock
It's not.
station.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Our,
closest one would be Jungwon-san or Chuyang. And then what I want to talk about actually, this is why I said let's just kind of shoot the shit a little bit because there's just a lot of
yes,
things on my chest. Like
yes, get it off your
I,
chest.
I've got to say, I've got to say this.
All right.
I've got 2 weeks to the end of my contract, right? And I
Oh
kind of just
yeah.
want to say this because I feel I just gotta put it out there for people trying to come to Korea or I know we always talk about future teachers coming to Korea. Just well, let me just say what I gotta say first, and then I'll give my little PSA warning to those coming in. So these 2 weeks that are left has given me the most mental stress that I ever had to deal with, like ever at any school. And as an F6, again, as an F6 visa, I feel like I don't need this in my life. Like the fact that I felt like kind of pressure to say yes when I really didn't want to. And so every single day, it's just like I just get like these growing like chest pains. Like it hurts every morning just to kind of get up and go to a school that you don't doesn't really like appreciate you. Or they say that they appreciate you, that you're part of the family, but we all know that they're just gonna take advantage of you. And it kind of just it's stressful because I care about the kids. I love my job. I don't think teaching's like the worst job in the world. Like I don't. I love it. That's why I've been doing it for so long. And it's just kind of just frustrating that going forward, like whoever comes has to deal with that. So I can't stress this enough more. Like when like people are applying to these schools, even if they're not big chains, like always seek to get like advice with the current teachers that are there. I don't know if we addressed this before, but you always want to kind of just get an honest opinion, right? If you're about to hire somebody, go ahead.
I refuse to do that anymore. Like I refuse to. If the teacher says, "Oh," if my boss says, "Oh, can you email this teacher about this school?"
Yes.
I say I don't want to do that anymore
Yeah, right. You
because
don't
I
want to
did
get
it at
yourself.
the first school and I was honest. I wasn't even negative about the school. It's just talking. The teacher directly asked me about the location. Was when I was in Garyong. She
Yeah.
wanted to be in a big city. What's the point lying to her about this
Yes.
ain't a big city?
Yes.
It takes this long to get to Daejeon. It takes this long to get to Seoul. I actually really like the city, but if you want to party here, this ain't the
Mm-hmm.
city. And
Yes.
that's what I said. And then obviously she doesn't want the job anymore. And then
Right.
I cop
You
all
get
the
reprimanded
crap. Yeah,
for
and I'm
that.
like,
Really?
why do you want to lie to this girl that wants to go and party every night? Like,
Yes.
so I refuse to do those emails anymore. Yeah.
And that's the same thing that happened because ever since I was trying to find my replacement, people are like, well, where's Goyang? How far is that from Seoul? Because again, all these people, they just know Seoul. They just want to party Seoul. They want to be wherever they watch these K dramas in, like on the back of like a scooter of a Korean guy hugging him, like driving through the streets of like Itaewon or something, something romantic, something
Yeah.
cute. Like, what's that show you like to watch,
Yeah.
Pete? Something kind of like that. So
Startup
it's just
SMR.
like, yeah, so it's just like, oh my God, like this is the longest like 2 weeks of my life. Never have I ever just wanted to end a job like so damn bad. Like it's like you're just like you're so close, like the finish line is almost there, but it's just like in a dream when you can't really like run fast, you're kind of just like sluggish about it. That's how it kind of feels.
Yeah, I got 3 weeks left, and they're 3 long weeks. And
Three? You got only three left?
yeah, I agreed to stay for
Yeah.
1 week longer just to help them out.
Yeah.
And well, it sort of helps me out that Like I really actually this changed from my last year. Last year, I liked the elementary program and not the kindergarten program. But this year, at the moment, I like my kindergarten kids. They're all controllable. I can control them
Yes.
all and have a good time
Yes.
with them.
Mm.
But the elementary kids are like normally Korean kids are very good to teachers, but these
Sure.
kids are very yeah. I've never been treated so bad
And are you
since
having a summer program as well? Are they running one at your school currently?
a what?
A summer
Sorry.
program right
Summer
now.
No,
program.
Most
no, not
Hagwons are
this.
having summer programs.
No, not this
Yeah,
school.
they
We
No?
still
always
just
have
do
it.
our
Yeah.
normal sessions, 9 to 6 o'clock.
Gotcha. Did you go to summer programs as a kid, like English academies?
Yeah, like like summer camp or
Yes.
doing like intensive like um like I didn't do much hagwon when I'm like when I
Sure.
was super little, like my mom decided to make me study English because
Sure.
she thinks that English is the most important thing when I grow up. So
Sure. Yes.
Mhm.
so I did that, like intensive conversation camp. It was
Mhm.
like a week, like whole week from 9 to 9,
God, no way.
having conversation in English and
12
locked up
hours?
in a
Oh my.
classroom. And then like yeah, I hated that. And now you just reminded me that
Yeah.
that teacher
Yeah.
must be melting down
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It, that was it's inhumane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have done science programs at one of my old school. Someone came. Yeah, like so we sort of did this. We did do a teaching podcast. You can go back and check it. Me and Joe went in full detail about this. What I will suggest
Yeah, yeah.
is that don't jump. You got to come to Korea to work. Like, don't think teaching in Korea is a vacation. It's not a vacation at all.
Yeah.
You work hard, and the first 3 months, don't give up after 3 months. Like as much as we're bitching about the job right now, can I say that? But
Sure. Why not?
you
There's
got
more
to
than what I
give
have
it.
to
You,
say.
you got to give it 3 months. The first 3 months is going to be very stressful, very horrible. You just don't know what you're doing. Yeah. But if you can conquer the job, like the first 3 years, 4 years I was doing this job, it is the best life. Like if you can handle the teaching job, the life here in Korea is so chilled. It's the
Mm,
most,
that's true.
and if you can find the great job, like I know if I was ever to come back to Korea, I'd want to do the 12 to 8 program. I would want my mornings off to exercise, to go and do something. Because at the moment, the 9 to 6 program, I just feel like I'm working
Mm.
every day, and that's all I'm doing is working, working, working.
Yeah.
Um, so just figure out what program you want to do and aim for that program. Do you want the 9 to 5 program and party at night, or do you want the 12 to 8 program where you can get the bit of the morning off and you still can go out after 8 o'clock? Um,
Oh
so
yeah,
yeah,
especially for
go back and
young.
listen to that
Gosh.
podcast,
Yeah.
and maybe me and Gio can do a refresher if people want that. But as much me and Gio, how long you been doing the job for? 7, 8 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I've done 5 years straight, and we're just tired. So don't get
Yeah.
this.
This is just veterans just kind of just
Yeah,
letting off some steam. Because after a while, because you
yeah,
experience all these different hog ones. Like my very first hog one, again, super sketchy.
yeah,
Um, we every month, how we get like our health insurance deducted from our paychecks. Well, it turned out that we didn't have health insurance at all, like at all. We discovered the whole thing until I had to get like LASIK, and they asked for my card, like, "Oh, you don't have health insurance." I said, "Well, I've been paying health insurance to my employer for 8 months." They said, "Well, you don't have it. You've never had it." And I thought, "Wow, that's like super sketchy, right?"
yeah. That's
And like,
stealing.
That's
and it's
actually a
stealing.
scam.
It's
Like,
just yeah, it's
yeah.
really really bad.
I'm curious about collecting my pension. Like one school, I don't. I'm curious if all my schools have been paying my pension because they've been taking it out of my paycheck.
Yeah, sure.
I
Yeah.
want, and I'm gonna
Super
go collect
shady
it
stuff.
next month. I'm gonna go collect it all,
They're
and
gonna say, "What pension?"
I
Oh, that'd be
should have
awful.
a little jackpot there, but
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sus about one school that'll work for 2 years. I'm sus whether they paid it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look, again, Korea, if you can handle the teaching of like you live like kings here, like you can save a lot of money. I put my money towards investing and stuff like that. And you like 70% of my money, like I only spend like 20% of my paycheck and the rest because you get your rent included. If you need to do medical, the medical's cheap. You're just paying for drink basically and food. So it is a
Yeah.
great life if you can handle the teaching.
And the management. That's what it really comes down to. That's the biggest
Management.
problem at
Yeah,
my
yeah.
school right now. It's the management.
Yeah.
It's a hierarchical
Yeah, that's
system,
true.
right? So that's
Mm.
like the first thing that just I butt heads, especially with the new director,
Mm.
right? He's the owner's son.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
But
just
it's
like I
not just
shouldn't have to respect
yeah.
him just because of a title. I don't have to
Mm.
respect him at all, which I don't. I think he knows that. He knows that
Mm.
But it's
because
just
he,
not teaching Hyukjun
Yeah.
or Koreans in mentally they work long hours. Like 9 to 6 is
Yeah.
short version of your day. Most people, like even yourself, you do. Some people can't go home till like 10 o'clock at night
until
and
they're
stuff like
told until they're like released, like okay, you go home. Or if they know they're
Mm.
supposed to work till six
or
and
if
then they
it
leave at six, like what are you doing? It's like
Or
6 o'clock. No, we
yeah.
need you to work overtime, and you don't even
yeah,
question it. You just do
yeah,
it, right? If
that's
you're strong enough, you're like, no,
Yeah.
no,
So yeah,
adios.
Korea is one of the longest, the country who work the longest actually. And then the other point about the Geo's mentioning is that, not because of your title, like I will not respect you, but in Korea, like all the males are, have to go to the, military service, and in the
Yeah,
military service, we don't salute the person, we salute the rank. So
right.
basically, in our Korean like work ethic is about the title and the rank. So
okay.
it's more about like hierarchy and bureaucracy is important in Korean society. So like you know guys like you, like from English speaking country, is more, I think, more like freely and more individual focused society, right? So it must be something that you have to go through. That's what I think.
That was
Sounds right.
beautiful. It was
It's
beautifully put. But he
But it's
just,
not. It's not. It's even the kids. The kids do long days too. Like compared to what I was doing in Australia,
oh yes.
like they're going to school at 9 and not going home to 6, 7 o'clock in the afternoon.
yeah.
So it's just the whole society and vacation. Like, well, I'm at a hard one, but even the public schools, I'm pretty sure the public school teachers in Australia, you get 2 weeks off after 10 weeks, 2 weeks off after another 10 weeks, 2 weeks off after another 10 weeks, plus a 6 week summer vacation. So you get 12 weeks off if you're in a public school, and then plus all the red days that we have.
Oh
America would be
wow.
the same, yeah. You have 10 week terms, semesters,
Um, public schools?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, more or less. I mean, we
And
just
then the
have.
teachers get that time off. You get like a 2 week vacation, don't you?
Well, in the summer we get 3 months off.
Ah, three.
It's all unpaid though.
Uh-huh.
So a
Oh,
lot.
oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. We don't get PTO like that. The government's like, oh, it's the employers that choose how much time you get off. They hold the power. That's the problem. There's just no
Xinjiang. Oh my
say.
God.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of these teachers back home don't get second jobs just to kind of support and pay the bills. Yeah, it's
Mm,
it's unpaid.
mm.
Mm-hmm.
So vacation is short. Like Koreans, a 3 day weekend for them, Hokchun, like you guys
Yeah, it's a
use
pretty
every
good.
three
Yeah.
hour of that 3 hour vacation. For me,
Yes.
that's not a vacation
Yeah.
time. That's just a long weekend. Like,
Oh
so it's
yeah.
hard for me. I mentally like I can't vacation for those 3 days because it's not a vacation for me. Like, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
Mm.
like people go to
Yeah.
Jeju. Some people even go to Philippines for the 3 days. Like they
That's
can get
my old
out.
life. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
That's
mentally,
true.
I
Like
3 days is not a
mm,
vacation.
But I heard now if you want to travel, let's say if you want to go to like Southeast Asian country, don't you actually have to make a reservation now, like a few months in advance to book
yeah,
that
that's true.
country, right?
Mm.
Because my coworker, she recently went to Vietnam last week or a couple weeks ago for the summer vacation, but she said she had to book a reservation 6 months before to even get approved to enter the country. And I just thought like,
Yeah.
oh wow, like maybe traveling isn't as free as I thought it was. We probably still
I
need it.
don't, that's I don't, you need an e visa, but you can get it
So when
within a
you're
couple
going
of
to be
weeks.
traveling soon, did you check with Vietnam to make sure that you can
Yeah,
actually? Oh, okay. Hi, I'm here. You're like, oh, sorry, you got to go back.
e
No,
visa is
I'm
taking
going
about
back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 weeks to organize at the moment. But yeah, that's it.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe about the
But coming
the
back to
nationality that
Korea,
you're coming in.
we still need the nose test and all that stuff
The
coming back
nose
into
Yeah,
it.
test.
yeah, yeah. Nose test.
Yeah,
Nose
test
test.
this.
I don't know the
Okay.
names of them.
Yeah.
PCR test, what's it
PCR.
called? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, PCR
PCR
test.
test.
Yeah.
All right, boys, it's been a good chat. With covered a few topics there. Just had a good old talk about life here in Korea. Hopefully, people learn some
Sometimes
stuff.
you just got to keep it real, you know?
Yeah, and that's what it is. Just
You just
people
got to keep
hopefully
it real.
listening
Yeah.
just want to learn from our experiences, good and bad, and um, just, we say it how it is. We just keep it real. We don't fake it. So yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Everybody in my school knows that now because I had like a mini meltdown last Friday and I just felt bad. That's why I felt I had to say this because I actually did it in front of the kids and it wasn't even their
Yeah.
fault, but I was just so upset with the way
I'm
management was just
struggling.
handling things, and I was just like, boom, like a big volcano. And I was like, children, it's not your fault. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Yes, let's play a game. Who
Oh.
wants to play tag? You know? But because I'm adult and I shouldn't have to react like that, but
Well, anyway, 3 weeks we'll have an
yeah.
unemployed party.
Good
Yeah.
for you. Good
But I
for you.
still get I still get paid, so I'm still,
And
I won't be
I'll be
officially
moving
unemployed.
into Seoul, so we can do some fun
Oh,
things.
that's fun.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I'm still waiting for Japan to open up. Japan, open up. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you
What are you
doing?
doing?
And we're like, what are you doing?
COVID.
What's
It's
going
not
on there,
that bad, is
Japan?
it, Hyukjun?
Take my money.
Take it.
All right, lads. It's been awesome.
Yeah. I'll see you
Gio, you
guys
want to
this
finish this off?
weekend. Yeah.
Sure.
If you haven't already, head over to our YouTube. Oh, I'm assuming that you guys are watching this on YouTube right now. Go ahead, click the link down below to subscribe, and head over to our website, our social media platforms. Follow us, give us a like, do what you got to do. Show this channel some love.
All right. Later, guys.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody. See you this weekend, boys.